So I think that concludes it for the listen to this segment. So we've got
Yes,
our
it does.
very last segment, which is Would You Rather. Rob
Would you rather?
Rob picks questions from what is the name of the website?
Yes, it's signupgenius.com.
I gotta remember that one.
I have 100. I have 100 would you rather questions that I will read from. KB picks a number between 1 and 100. And why am I saying this so slowly? I've done this intro so many times, and yet I butcher it every single time. Right, 100 would you rather questions for signupgenius.com. KB picks a number between 1 and 100, and we will discuss the resulting would you rather question within. So, KB, please give me a number between 1 and 100 before I kill myself.
All right, there.
I don't know why I said that.
Leave your teenage risks alone now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry, thinking of TikTok again. 14.
14. You got that number from TikTok, right?
Yeah. Put a finger down. You know that challenge.
Oh, this is a very interesting one. Would you rather be stuck on a broken ski lift or in a broken elevator?
I would probably say ski lift because elevator, you're probably more likely to run out of oxygen. Like that's just a no-brainer. Like
That's an interesting way of looking at it. To be fair,
Yeah.
I'd have thought it was the falling aspect that would be more taken into consideration.
Well-
Like how far you fall.
yeah, I suppose because elevators you can't necessarily because they're cushioned at the bottom, aren't they? Most elevators.
Yeah, because if you're stuck on both of them and there's no option but to like jump or pry open the doors to an elevator and jump out of that, you like.
Oh, well, actually, with a ski lift, you could grind down the wire. You could get the ski, one ski, strap yourself to it, put it over the wire, and go whee like a zip line.
That's not a bad shout. I think, yeah, and also it'd be quite claustrophobic in an elevator, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Depending on how many people you're with. If you're with like 10 other people all trapped in this elevator,
Oh yeah, that'd be the worst when someone farts.
be like the be like the film Devil, you know, the M Night Shyamalan joint.
Shalama lama lama. Yeah.
Shyamalan. I would say ski lift as well. It just depends how high up you are, how high up the mountain,
Yeah.
and if you can see if there's not too much like fog.
Absolutely.
Because you don't want to jump off a ski lift and it be like a 5,000-foot drop to your death, you know?
M Night Shyamalan. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the correct way to pronounce it. Leisurely, well done. Thanks for joining us, by the way.
M Night Dalai Lama.
Podcast.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So we both say broken ski lift, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Good stuff.
Without a doubt. Without any doubt in my mind.
Without any remorse whatsoever. We'll go for one more and then we'll call it a day. Number between 1 and 100, please.
Okay, 18.
18. Would you rather make a phone call or send a text?
What? Okay,
Yeah, I know.
We're going to need
Some-
one.
some-
I think
some
we're
of
going to
it-
have
some
to
of it I
introduce
know.
a third one into this. If
Yeah,
if
let's
that
have a
is the
third
second
one.
question.
That wasn't.
Would I
Let's
rather
have a third one.
have a phone call, send a text? For me, it's text. I'm so antisocial.
No, you just don't like talking to people over the phone.
I think if it's something that is too long for text words, then yeah, I prefer call. But if it's something that can be summed up in a text, I would rather just text. You know?
I guess if it's in the context of like if it's a like a helpline or something, I would much rather. In fact, this brings me to an interesting point. I'm trying to source out a new phone for myself, right? And I want to contact Free about negotiating a new deal. But I'd be far more comfortable texting them, like or doing that chat, the chatter box thing, than actually talking to them over the phone, because I get so flustered and so nervous on phone calls to people I don't know.
I feel like on the phone it's probably easier for them to sway you, whereas like if I've ever been on the phone to been in a live chat to Vodafone, it can kind of negotiate things without a specific time limit. Like I could be there for like so long. That's just the way I prefer it in overall.
Great stuff. Yeah, I agree. I'm just not. Well, if it's someone I know and I'm on good terms with, but even then, like if it's someone I haven't spoken to in ages over the phone, I'm still a bit kind of nervous.
Hmm.
I don't know what it is. I'm a lot more nervous talking to people over the phone than I am meeting them in real life.
It's
know?
yeah. It's more like I can often lose. I have a terrible short-term memory, so I can forget what I'm trying to say, and then I don't really say things in chronological order, and people get mixed up. So that's the executive dysfunction in my mind going off. So if we ever have to call someone, I just hand the phone to Katie and say, use your womanly ways.
Yeah. Also in fairness, texting, things can come across the wrong way via text.
Yeah. If there's an argument or something, I would rather speak to someone, person to person or something like that, just so
If you're speaking to someone on the phone and they have a cheery demeanor whilst talking about a kind of sensitive subject, then you're far more inclined to go, "Oh, right, that's interesting, listening." But if you see the same thing in text and there's no context as to whether they mean it in jest or mean it in a serious way, then you're far more likely to go, "Yeah, don't fancy that," sort of thing.
absolutely. Yeah, that's
So
the
that's
way I feel.
that's a counter argument for texting
Yeah,
someone being the better option.
I think texting does open up more options, but I think as well, I don't know if we can include video calling into it, like video conferencing. I guess not for the sake of keeping the question as rigid as possible. Overall, though, I'd say I prefer text.
Yeah, I think I would as well. Although, again, just one more point to raise. There is that horrible moment when you're talking to someone, you've said something to someone, and they, you have to wait for sometimes hours or days for a response.
That was when I was on fucking Tinder.
Yeah, right. Whereas on the phone, over the phone, you can get an answer straight away, and sometimes a yes or no answer if you press them.
Yeah, unless they hang up.
Hard enough. So I guess it is different strokes for different folks, but I would say text is. I do far more of my communication by text now than seeing people face to face.
But it's kind of why I kind of leave people on unread sometimes if I'm not in the full focus mode to respond to someone's text. I don't necessarily read their message because I know. When I see that, I was kind of like, oh, I guess I'm not that interesting or something like that. Obviously now I kind of look back at that and go, no, there could be millions of things. The most important thing is don't let whatever is happening there stop you from doing what you do best.
Absolutely.
And it's just a thing, like not one person that is going to influence you for the better. Only you can do that. I know it sounds like a completely different message in these circumstances, but...
No, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Totally. I think that's a good point to end it on, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.